You spent 3, maybe 4 years of your life at university studying computer science, maybe even at a Russell Group uni. You sat through lectures on operating system, computer network, algorithm, data structure, database, all of it. You got the degree. You did everything you're supposed to do. And now, you sat in your room applying for jobs. And nothing's happening. No interview, no callback, just silence. And the bad thing is, you feel like you should know this. You got the whole degree in it. But how come somehow no one actually taught you how to get the job? They taught you about big O notation, about UML diagrams, how to draw a state machine. But nobody sat you down and said, right, here's how you go from a graduate to employed. And that's what this video is, a complete blueprint. A step by step, I'm going to tell you what most people want on YouTube. Because I'm your brother, not your lecturer. Let me tell you about 2 guys, Rahim and Jamal. Remember this name. Both finished uni same year. Both got a computer science degree with similar grade and similar background. Rahim finishes his degree and straight away is applying. LinkedIn, Indeed, total job everywhere. He types in software engineer and just applies to whatever comes up. His CV is 2-page long. It lists every single module he took at uni. And the skills section maybe goes like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java, C++. Because that's what they taught him in the first year. He sends the same CV everywhere. 200 applications in the first month. Nothing. 300 more the month after. A couple of automated rejections. Mostly just silence. 4 months in, Rahim starts thinking, maybe the market is dead. I'm not smart enough. So he takes a random job just to pay the rent. He then tells himself he'll get back to it next year, which he doesn't. Jamal, whereas, he does a completely different approach. Before he even opens his CV, he spends time figuring out what the market actually wants right now. He works out the tech stack companies are hiring for. He builds a proper project, not a tutorial, but a real one. He writes a CV that's clean, that's targeted, and that's designed to pass those automated filters. He applies consistently. Hundreds of high-quality applications over months. He goes to tech meetups. He meets real people. He takes a part-time job on the side to keep himself sane. And 10 months in, Jamal gets an offer. A real software engineering job. Not glamorous, not FANG, not Amazon, but real. Same starting point, same degree, but completely different outcome. And the only thing that changed was the approach. So let me give you Jamal's approach. I'll give you 7 steps in order and don't skip any of them. Now, step 1, learn what the market actually wants. Right, I have to be honest with you here. Your university degree taught you computer science, the theory, the concepts, the foundation. And that stuff maybe is valuable. I emphasize maybe. But it probably didn't teach you the specific skills that employers are actually hiring for right now. Your module on operating system, great for understanding, how computers work. But no recruiter, trust me bro, is typing understands of OSI model into LinkedIn. So before you do anything else, before you touch your CV, and before you apply for a single job, I need you to find out what's actually in demand. And the way to do it is embarrassingly simple, bro. Go on LinkedIn, go on Indeed, search for junior software engineer's role, and actually read the job description. Not 1, not 2, but 20, 30 of them. Start noticing the pattern. What keeps coming up? Are they asking for TypeScript? Are they asking for React, Node.js, .NET, AWS, Docker, right? Because here's what's going on in 2026. Company don't just want someone who can code. They want someone who can plan a system, who can build, who can deploy and maintain. The whole thing essentially, front and back. They want someone who understands the tech stack, not just a few programming languages. There is a massive difference between I know JavaScript and I built and deployed a full stack web app in React, Node.js, PostgreSQL, and AWS. Those two people might sound similar on paper, but in a real interview, they sound completely different. And once you worked out the pattern, once you've got those 3-4 technology that keeps coming up, go and learn it, right? And I mean properly, not just a tutorial on YouTube and call it done, right? Build things with them, get your hands dirty. Give yourself 2, maybe 3 months. Don't rush it. I know 2 months sounds a long time when you just want to get a job desperately. But look, this is the foundation where everything else sits on. Skip this step and go straight applying for HTML, CSS, and a bit of JavaScript. And you're going to wonder why no one's calling you. Now you know why. Step 2, build one killer project. All right, you learned the skills and now you need to prove it. And the way to prove it is with a project. Not 3 half-finished projects, not 10 tutorial follow-alongs set on your GitHub doing nothing. One solid, impressive project that makes someone look and go like, okay, this guy actually knows what he's doing. Let me tell you what a killer project is not. It's not a basic AI chat box where you plugged in the OpenAI API into a web page and call it a day. It's not a simple e-commerce app with a cart and checkout button. Everyone builds those. Your project needs to be something that will still look impressive in 2-3 years time. Something that shows you understands of backend, of infrastructure, of system design. So it's not just a pretty front-end stuff. Think about building something with a real world complexity, a proper backend with authentication, a database, an API layer, maybe some background jobs or caching. Something you've actually deployed on a real cloud platform. Something where if an interviewer asks you about it, you can generally talk for 10 minutes about the trade-offs you made and why. Then put the code on GitHub. Clean code, proper README file explaining what the project does, the tech stack, and how to run it. And this piece is important. Keep updating it, bro. Add features every now and then. Fix a bug, push commits regularly. A project with a recent activity looks like something you care about. A project with commits from 8 months ago and nothing since, that just looks like a university assignment you left there. Step 3, write a proper CV. Now you've got the skills, you've got the project. It's time to put it on paper, properly. Your CV needs to be 1 page, just one, not because there's some arbitrary rule, but because recruiter spends about 6-7 seconds scanning your CV before they decide whether to keep reading it or not. So 6 seconds, every line has to earn its place. There is a structure. At the very top, put your name, email, phone number. That's it. No photo, no date of birth, no address. Right underneath, a short summary, 3-line maximum. Who you are, what you can do, what you're looking for. Something like junior software engineer with experience building full stack web apps using React, Node.js, and AWS, a passion about clean code and scalable systems, actively seeking my first role in a collaborative engineering team. Short, specific, done. Simple as that. Then your technical skills. Now listen carefully, because this is where most people mess up. Don't list every single technology you've ever touched in your life. If you used, say, Flask once in your university module in the first year, don't put Flask on your CV. List the skills that you actually use properly, things you could confidently talk about in a real interview. And here's why this matters. A junior developer with 15 technologies on their CV, that doesn't look impressive at all. It looks fake, totally, and recruiters know that. They've seen thousands of this, bro. If you got TypeScript, React, Node, PostgreSQL, Git, and AWS, that's solid, bro. Believable skill set. You don't need 12 more things there to prove yourself. Next, professional experience. And here's where it gets real. Chances are that a fresh graduate, you don't have any professional experience in tech. And that's fine, bro. But there's a little trick that most people won't tell you. I will, because that's what brother really does. You probably know someone, maybe a friend, a cousin, an uncle who runs a small business and needs a website. Or maybe they've got one already, but it's a rubbish one, like very outdated, that's essentially crying out for an update. Offer to build it for them. Build it properly, deploy, and then put it on your CV as a real experience. Because it is a real experience, bro. You genuinely build and are managing a website for a real business. It's not a lie, bro. That's a fact. And what makes it even better, include a link to the live website, so recruiter can check it out. Put the code on GitHub, and every now and then push a small update, fix something, add a feature, improve the design. So when someone checks it, it looks like you're actively maintaining a real production website, because you are indeed. Now below that, put your project. Your killer project from step 2 goes here. Link to the live app, link to the GitHub repo, and at the bottom, just put the university degree. If you went to uni, obviously you did GCSE and A levels, and nobody cares about your GCSE in geography when you're applying for software engineering roles. And now 2 more things on the CV. First, all include experience that's actually relevant to the role. If you work at Tesco for 2 years, well, great life experience, but unless you can tie a point back to something relevant, it doesn't belong on a software engineering CV. Every line should make a reader think, okay, this guy can actually do the job. Second, make your CV ATS friendly. What does that mean? Well, no fancy column, no graphics, no creative layouts. Just use a simple, boring, clean format with standard headlines. Essentially, that's it. Because most companies use softwares to scan your CV before even human can see it. So if your formatting is weird and looking fancy and stuff, the scanner can read it, and your CV just straight goes to the bin. A simple, clean, 1-column CV, with the right keywords, will definitely 100% beat a fancy designed one in every single time, bro. Step 4, sort your LinkedIn out. Alright, I know LinkedIn feels cringe. I get it, bro. Nobody wants to be like the, excited to announce type of guy, bro. But here's the thing. Recruiter lives on LinkedIn. It's literally their job to search for candidates there. So if your profile still says student at University of whatever, you're invisible. Your headline should not just say computer science graduate. It should say something like junior software engineer or full stack developer, React, Node.js, AWS, open to opportunities. That's it. That's searchable. That tells a recruiter in 1 line exactly who you are and what you want. Your about section, 2 or 3 lines, who you are, what you built, what you're looking for. Not an essay, bro. Keep it simple and nice. List your projects and the business website as an experience entries. Describe what each one does, the tech stack you've learned. Suddenly your profile doesn't look empty, bro. It looks like someone who builds things. And turn on the open to work settings, but set it to visible to recruiters only. Not the green banner the whole world can see. Just the quiet settings behind the scene that puts you on the radar. Step 5. Apply properly and network like a human. Right. This is where most people either do it too little or do it completely wrong. Let me be real with you about what this actually looks like. You need to be applying consistently. And when I say consistently, I mean hundreds of high quality applications over the course of months. Not 30 and then sitting back waiting for them to ring you. This isn't the situation where you fire off 20 applications and expect an offer by Friday. The market is very competitive. It's saturated with graduates and you need volume. But smart volume. So what does the smart volume actually means? For every application you send, actually read the job description. Adjust your CV so that the language matches what they're asking for. If your description says RESTful API and your CV says API development, change it. They mention TypeScript and you've got TypeScript experience, but you actually forgot to list on your CV, then add it. Right? Small adjustment, not a complete rewrite every time, but enough that an ATS picks up the right keywords and the recruiter sees the match the seconds they open your CV. But here's the thing, applying online is only half of the game. And other half, honestly, the most important half is networking. And I don't mean LinkedIn motivational post, I'm building a personal brand kind of way. I mean actually meeting real people. If you are in London, you got a massive advantage here. There are tech meetups happening all over the places, Excel, All Street, co-working spaces, university events. Go to them. And when you go, dress well, look sharp. First impression matters more than anyone wants to admit. And here's exactly what you do when you are there. You see the startup founder at these events, pitching their ideas, looking for talents, walk to them. Ask about what they are building. Ask about their team structure. Ask what tech stack they are using. Show genuine interest, because genuine interest is rare and people remember that. Then once there is a bit of rapport, mention that you are working on a project yourself, something relevant. Say that you love to show them some of your work. Get their LinkedIn. Don't ask for the job right on the spot, because that's awkward. Don't do it, bro. Just connect. Then, and this is the part most people don't do it, when you get home that evening, send them a message. Something simple as, hey, it was really good talking to you at the event tonight. I love to show you some of my work I've been doing. Let me know when you're free for a quick chat. That's it. Professional, simple, human. And that's how real networking works. Not cold adding random people and sending, hey, I'm looking for a role. That gets ignored every time. So actually meeting someone face to face, having a proper conversation, and then following up, that gets remembered. Now, step 6, prepare for interview like it's a real exam. When you get an interview, and if you follow this blueprint, you will get an interview. Don't waste it. There are generally 3 types of interview you will face. First one might be an initial call, usually with the recruiter or someone from HR. Know the company, know what they do, have a proper answer for why you want to work for us, why you want to work here. That isn't because I need a job, obviously. Even something like, I saw you're building your platform in Node, and I've been working with Node for the past few years, and I'd love to be part of that. That's enough. That's you showing you actually care about. The second is the technical interview. This could be anything from live coding, a take-home project, or a system design question. For junior role, they care more about how you think about solution rather than whether your code is perfect. So talk through your reasoning aloud. If you get stuck, say what you're thinking. Silence is your worst enemy in the technical interviews, by the way. They can help if they don't know what's going on in your head. If they give you a lead code style problem, focus on the fundamental. So array, hash map, 2 pointers, basic string stuff. You don't need, to green 500 lead codes problem to get through a junior interview. I'll do a separate video, by the way, on exactly how to prepare for that. The third is a behavioral interview. Tell me about a time you worked in a team. Describe a challenge you faced. You know the type, right? Have 3 or 4 stories ready that you can adopt. Right? So your killer project, that business website you built, a tricky bug you spent 2 days fixing, university team project. Structure your answer in a situation, task, action, result, or also known as STAR method. Keep it concise. Step 7, protect your energy. I'm not going to lie to you. This isn't a 3-month process. For most people in this market, landing your first software engineering role takes anywhere from 1 to 2, sometimes even 3 years. I know, bro, that's not what you want to hear, right? But I'd rather tell you the truth now than let you feel like a failure 6 months in when you haven't landed anything yet. So 6 months in, you are not failing. You are just getting started. And here's the thing that nobody talks about. You cannot green lead code, study tech stack, and apply for job 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That will destroy you, bro. You need something else in your life. So get a part-time job, work in a retail few days a week, do Amazon Flex, do Deliveroo, whatever pays the bill and gets you out of the house. There's no shame in that, bro. The shame, if there is any, is sitting at home, doing nothing while pretending you're focused on the job search. You need money, bro. You need money coming in. You need a routine. You need to be around other humans. Go to the gym. I don't care if you've never been there. Start it. It gives you structure. It clears your head. And it makes the bad day more manageable. I'm telling you, bro. See your friends once a week. Not every day, because obviously you got things to do. But once a week, get out, see people, laugh about something that has nothing to do with code. You need that, bro. And stay off Reddit threads and Twitter X post that tells you the industry is dead. There are over 40,000 software engineering vacancies in the UK right now. There are people getting job every single day. The doom scrolling will kill your motivation, and it's not even accurate, bro. So what's the point? Set yourself a schedule. Job search on Monday, Friday, a couple of hours a day applying, an hour learning, an hour on your project. Then stop, bro. part-time job on set days, gym on set days, one evening at a week with friends. That routine will keep you going for 12 months. No routine will burn you out in 8 weeks. Trust me, bro. Now let me level with you for a second. This market is not what it was 4 or 5 years ago. Back then, companies were hiring anyone with just a GitHub account, essentially. Right now, employers are pickier. They want people who can hit the ground running. So AI tools have made senior developers faster, which means company feel less pressure to bring on juniors. The boring work that used to train you, the simple bug fixes, the easy tickets, some of that is being done by AI now. That's just the reality. But, and this is a big but, software still runs the world. Every bank, every hospital, every delivery app, every government system you ever used, it runs on code that someone built it. AI didn't replace developers, it just changed the bar. So the graduates getting hired right now are the ones who don't just have a degree, they've got a project, they've got a real tech stack, they've got a clean CV, and they've got patience to keep going when things get hard. I know what it feels like to watch your mates get jobs while you are still refreshing your inbox. But I also know this, that having a clear plan and working that plan consistently, that what gets a result. Not talent, not knowing the right person at some big company, just a solid blueprint followed through. So let me bring it all together real quick. Before anything else, go and figure out what the market actually wants. Don't guess, read real job description, spot the patterns, and learn those skills properly. Then build one proper project, not 3 rubbish one full stack deployed, something that will still look good in 3 years' time. Once that's sorted, write your CV. Keep it clean, one page, make sure it passes those automated filters. Remember that little trick I told you about building a website for someone else's business? Use it. Get your LinkedIn sorted so recruiters can actually find you. Then start applying properly. High volume but tailored, and get yourself to meetups, meet real people, follow up like a human, prepare for your interviews like you used to prepare for your GCSE A-level exam. Know the company, talk through your code, have your stories ready, bro. And finally, bro, very important, look after yourself. This takes time, bro. 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 years. So get a part-time job, bro. Hit the gym, see your friends, build a routine that you can actually keep going for 12 months, because that's what gets you the other side. That's the blueprint, brother. 7 steps, none of it is glamorous, none of it is some secret hacks, but it all works. It works for normal people, not just the guy who's been coding since he was 12. If this helped you, bro, do me a favor. Drop a comment and tell me where you're at right now. Are you a fresh university grad? Or are you 6 months into job search? Or just starting? I genuinely want to know. And if you want the blueprint for cracking those lead code interviews specifically, that's one coming next. I'll see you in the next one, brother. Take care.